Hello and welcome. I'm Eric. I'd like us to continue the conversation about self-confidence because I think it's very important. I think self-confidence is something that many people don't have or have very little of. And so I need you to understand something as we continue. I need you to understand that little plastic surgery that you do is not going to make you more confident. All those selfies that you're taking is not going to make you more confident. On the contrary, it's going to make you less confident, self-confident. All those little, your six-pack, your booty, all those squats and stuff, that is not going to make you more confident. You're going to admire your body, yes, but that's not going to make you more confident. Why? Simple, because self-confidence is something that comes from within. It comes from understanding yourself, your values, and your belief. It comes from understanding where you're coming from, and it comes from understanding where you're going. It comes from understanding that nothing that happens outside of you can affect you inside. It comes from understanding that everybody else's opinion about you is everybody else's opinion. That's where self-confidence comes from. Now, knowing that, what things can we do to help our self-confidence? Look, understand that everything I preach body movement, and the reason I preach body movement is because that's the first thing we do from the time we are born. The first thing we do is move. How we make sense of the world is through body movement. Now, the way for an infant to create certain neuronal pathways is through certain body poses and movements. For instance, the way they create neuronal pathways for speech, for sight, for the paraspinal muscle, for muscles that can help the baby turn around and walk and then run and all that stuff. All that is created by body movement. Body movement also affects the way we learn and the way we feel our emotions. All of that is affected by body movement. Now, getting a little deeper into this situation, understand that the same muscles that help us stand and be in the right posture are the same muscles that help the cerebellum light up. So now the cerebellum is connected to the way we learn. It's also connected to our speech. So imagine if you had a bad posture, your cerebellum is not going to light up the way it's supposed to. So since it doesn't light up the way it's supposed to, you're not going to see or perceive life in the same light. Why? Because you're affecting that part of you that can open up and see life as something wonderful or something different. The cerebellum affects the way it affects your muscles, it affects movement or motion, and it also affects the way you learn. So, in talking about learning, I am an advocate for movement in the classroom. It's impossible for me to understand how we have the same learning system that we had in the 1800s. I think it's ridiculous, and I think it should be changed. So if you are a teacher and you are teaching your kids to sit down and listen to you and make no comments and stuff until they get permission, you're not really helping them. You're not really helping them. See, when I was in third grade, the teacher had to call my mom because she said I move too much, I talk too much, I always had an answer for everything. Which I responded, well, don't you come to school to have answers? And my mom, being the strong-tempered Latina Caribbean, smacked me across the head for answering like that. Well, it's the way she learned and what she thought. Now I know, because that's why I studied. Now I know that the best way to learn is what I was doing. I was moving and I couldn't stay still. Now, all through my elementary school, junior high, high school, college, all through my school life, I had to sit in the back and stand as the professor or teacher was teaching. That created a lot of problems for me. But now I know why I did it. I just couldn't learn sitting. It was almost impossible for me to absorb the material while sitting. So I had to stand and move. Now I say, oh, you know, he's very kinesthetic. Yeah, whatever. Maybe I am. But that was the way for me to learn. And besides, I was a little rebel, you know, a contrarian, like my mom called me. But I'm telling you this to tell you that there is a connection between the way you move and the way you learn. Your body movement and the way you feel. Your body movement and the way you see life. Your body movement and your self-confidence. So if you want to be more confident, you have to act confident, you know. And acting confident is gonna... Let me think about Amy, whatever her last name is. I can't remember her last name. That did the famous TED Talk about body posture, and she was saying that whenever you stand in a power pose, that the brain secretes more testosterone than cortisol. We already know that cortisol is the stress hormone. So the testosterone makes you feel stronger, it makes you feel more powerful, it makes you feel more confident. Yes? You create that, your body gets those hormones by standing the correct way. So on top of everything, you get more testosterone, which is going to make you feel more powerful. So how about you start moving in a way that makes you feel more powerful, which is what happens. So now you see the connection. Now, every time I talk about body, mind being one thing, a lot of people think of metaphysical stuff. It's no metaphysical. It's pure biology. You know, there is no cerebellum, no frontal lobe action or stuff without the body. This is part of the body too. Your head, your brain, all that stuff is part of the same body. It's not a different thing. Therefore, what you do with your body affects the way you think. What you do with your body affects obviously the way you learn. What you do with your body affects the way you feel. And it affects obviously the way you see life. Want to be confident? Start by paying attention to what your body does and change whenever you feel like, oh man, you know, slouching and looking down and making yourself smaller, which by the way also compresses the internal organs, which by the way also doesn't make you get more oxygen into your system and your brain, which by the way also doesn't allow your blood to flow the way it's supposed to, which by the way also doesn't make you feel energized. So you see all those connections? Now, I'd like you to take a moment and pay attention to that. Listen to what I'm talking about and look inside and see if you really have it in you to change your life. If you really want to change your life, you know, use the easiest thing that you can use, your easiest tool, which is your body. All right? In the meantime, we're going to leave it to here. And we're going to continue until the lambs become lions. Be bodyful, and I will see you on the next video. Ciao.